Hello, and welcome back to Hank USA. I'm Hank. We need to talk about some important updates from the Social Security Administration about how your monthly benefits are paid. The way your payment connects to your bank account is changing in several specific ways right now, and every beneficiary should know about them. Some of this might sound familiar, but stay with me, because I'm going to cover the specific details that usually get left out, including a change that's rolling out to millions of people. The action steps near the end are designed to keep your payment from being delayed, misdirected, or blocked. Before we start, if you find this useful, please give the video a like, subscribe to Hank USA, and turn on the notification bell. SSA changes, especially the ones about payments, tend to arrive quietly, and a lot of people only find out when a payment doesn't show up on time. Subscribing helps you stay ahead of it. Now, let's get into it. Let's begin with a development affecting a large group of beneficiaries, the Direct Express debit card program. For years, millions of people have used the Direct Express card, that's the government-issued MasterCard, to receive federal benefits like Social Security, SSDI, or SSI without a traditional bank account. The federal government is changing the bank that runs the program. For a long time, Comerica Bank has managed Direct Express. That's ending. And a new bank, Fifth Third Bank, is taking over. The Treasury selected Fifth Third as the new financial agent, and the program serves about 3.4 million people, most of whom don't use a regular bank account. Now, here's the important part, and it's good news. If you use Direct Express, you don't need to do anything right now. Despite how a change like this can sound, the government has been clear that no action is required on your part today. Keep using your current Comerica-issued card as normal. It stays fully functional. You'll get advance notice by mail before your new Fifth Third card arrives, and the replacement happens automatically. When your Comerica card expires, you'll simply receive a new Fifth Third card in its place. Here's the timeline. New people signing up for Direct Express started receiving Fifth Third cards back in May 2026. For the millions of existing cardholders, the account transition is set to roll out later this year and into early next year. So, this isn't an overnight switch, and it isn't something you have to scramble to respond to this week. The single most useful thing you can do is make sure your contact information is current with Social Security, so you actually receive the notices about your new card when they come. And when your new card does arrive, follow the simple activation steps that come with it. One more thing on this, because scammers love a transition like this. Direct Express and its partners Fifth Third, Comerica, and MasterCard will never ask you for your full card number, PIN, password, or security code by phone, text, or email. If you get a message like that, it's a scam. And if you ever receive a letter or call about your Direct Express card and you're not sure it's genuine, don't call a number printed on something you're unsure about. Instead, call the official Direct Express customer service line yourself at 1-800-333-1795 and ask them to confirm what's real. The second development is one you may have heard about, but I want to give you the specific detail that's often left out because it's a lifeline for some people. The era of the paper Social Security check in the mailbox is coming to a close. In a blog post published in June, the SSA confirmed it's in the final phase of moving to electronic-only payments, with the goal of finishing before the end of this year. This traces back to a 2025 executive order requiring federal benefits to be paid electronically. At this point, only a small group is still getting paper checks, a few 100,000 people, well under 1% of all beneficiaries. The SSA is sending letters urging everyone in that group to switch to an electronic method, either direct deposit into a bank account or the Direct Express card. Now, I want to be careful and accurate here, because there's been a lot of fear about this. The SSA has continued paying benefits throughout this transition, including by paper check where it's still needed, rather than cutting anyone off. So the message isn't switch or your check stops tomorrow. It's that paper checks are being phased out, and the safe, smart move is to switch now, on your own terms, rather than waiting. And here's the part most people haven't heard. The SSA and the Treasury recognize that for a small number of people, neither electronic option really works. Maybe you can't get a bank account, or the Direct Express card genuinely doesn't fit your situation. If that's you, there's a formal hardship waiver. The Treasury runs a waiver line at 1-855-290-1545, and there's an alternate Go Direct line at 1-877-874-6347. When you call, you explain your circumstances and apply for the waiver. If you're approved, you can keep receiving paper checks legally, but it's not automatic. You have to apply and be approved. If you know someone still on paper checks who feels overwhelmed by all this, please pass those numbers along. For everyone else still on paper checks who does have a bank account, switching is simple. Log into your My Social Security account at ssa.gov. Go to the Payment Options section and enter your bank's routing and account numbers to set up direct deposit. It typically takes 1 to 2 payment cycles to fully take effect, which is exactly why it's better to act now than at the last minute. If you need help setting up the online account itself, call the SSA at 1-800-772-1213. The third change affects every single person who gets Social Security, because at some point, almost everyone needs to change their bank account, whether you're switching banks, closing an old joint account, or moving. The SSA has changed how this works, and it's a direct response to a serious fraud problem. Here's the scale of that problem. Roughly 70,000 phone-based requests are flagged as suspicious every year, and about 40% of direct deposit fraud involved someone calling the SSA, impersonating a beneficiary, and redirecting the monthly payments to an account the thief controls. So the agency added a stronger verification step before it will change your direct deposit over the phone. Here's how it works now. Say you call the SSA at 1-800-772-1213 to update your bank information. The representative takes your request, but before finalizing it, they'll have you generate a one-time code. You go to the official government page, ssa.gov/PIN, sign into your My Social Security account, and it generates a unique temporary code. You read that code back to the representative. That proves you also have access to the official SSA account, which makes it far harder for a scammer to succeed. Once they have a valid code, they can process the change. There are other ways to do it. The fastest and most secure is to make the change entirely online through your My Social Security account at ssa.gov. No phone call needed. And if you can't use a phone or the internet, you can visit a local SSA field office in person with a government-issued photo ID. What does this mean for you in practice? If you need to update your bank information, don't wait until the last minute, because there are more steps now. If your old account is closed before the SSA finishes processing the change, your payment could bounce back to the Treasury and get delayed. A good rule of thumb: give yourself a buffer of at least 2 to 4 weeks and start the change at least a full month before you close the old account. The most important habit is simple. Don't close the old account until you've confirmed a payment actually landed in the new one. One more critical point, because this new verification step has unfortunately created an opening for scammers. The SSA will never call you out of the blue and ask for your bank account number to comply with a rule change. And it will never call claiming your payment is being held hostage until you hand over your banking details. That's not how they operate. Real requests come through secure channels, like a notice inside your My Social Security account, or as part of a process that you started by calling them first. Any unsolicited call asking for your bank details or sensitive financial information is a scam. Hang up. If you're worried there's a real issue, look up the official SSA number yourself and call them directly. The fourth item is a quick check that takes under 2 minutes and can head off a frustrating payment problem before it happens. The rule is simple. The name on your bank account has to match the name the SSA has on file for you. It sounds obvious, but small mismatches cause real problems more often than you'd think. Picture a woman whose bank account is still under her maiden name, while her SSA record was updated to her married name years ago. Or a man whose bank profile just says Bill, but his official SSA record says William. Or a last name with a slight spelling difference between the two systems that sat there harmlessly for decades. In today's world of automated, high-speed verification, any mismatch can trigger an alert, flag your account for manual review, and delay your payment while the system sorts it out. Here's how to check right now. Log into your My Social Security account at ssa.gov and look at the full name on your profile. Then, pull up your bank's online portal or a recent statement and look at the exact name on your account. Compare them side by side. Any difference at all? A spelling variation? An initial instead of a full middle name? A missing junior or the third? A hyphenated name that isn't reflected in both places? Any deviation, however small, is worth fixing now. Depending on which record is off, you'll either contact your bank to update the name on the account or contact the SSA to correct your record. Don't wait for a delayed payment to discover that a tiny clerical difference from years ago has become a real problem. Let me pull the action list together. First, if you get your benefits on a Direct Express card, you don't need to do anything right now. Just keep your contact info current with the SSA, watch for the mailed notice about the switch from Comerica to Fifth Third, and keep using your current card until the new one arrives. If a letter or call ever seems off, verify it by calling Direct Express yourself at 1-800-333-1795. Second, if you're one of the last people still getting a paper check, switch on your own terms. The best option is direct deposit at ssa.gov or call the SSA at 1-800-772-1213 for help. And if you truly can't use an electronic option, call the Treasury waiver line at 1-855-290-1545 to apply for an exemption. Third, if you need to change your direct deposit bank account, plan ahead. Use your My Social Security account online for the fastest, most secure process. If you do it by phone, be ready to use ssa.gov/PIN to generate your verification code during the call. And do not close your old account until you've confirmed a payment arrived in the new one. And fourth, do the 2-minute name check. Compare the exact name on your bank account to the exact name on your SSA record and fix any mismatch, however small. As always, this is general information, so for your specific situation, check with the SSA directly or a qualified professional. This has been Hank with Hank USA. If this helped, please give it a like, subscribe, and share it with a friend or family member who's also on Social Security. I'll see you in the next one.